Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the 21-day transformation challenge. This 21 days is going to be built with me so that you can achieve your highest self. We are going to do so many different exercises. I will be with you every single day for the next 21 days, posting videos, giving you guys worksheets, everything that you need to make sure that that identity shift happens in the next 21 days. If you didn't know, it takes 21 days to build a brand new habit. And that is why we are doing this challenge for 21 days. This is not going to be one of those challenges where I tell you what to do and you have to go do it. No, we're going to build this together. And I only have a few instructions for you guys, a little bit of homework for you to get started on. And so let's dive into what that's going to be and let's start this challenge together. Week one is all about realigning your mindset. We are making sure that you can detox all of those negative viewpoints that you may have about yourself that the world has kind of built within your head. We're going to talk about the shadow work, dealing with that inner child, kind of helping them heal so that making sure that when we go into week two and we start building out a plan for you, by the time we get to week three, it'll be like clockwork and you will have the mentality and the skills so that you can make sure that like this just sticks with you forever. That is what we want for you. We don't want this to just be a challenge that doesn't impact your life long term. Hopefully, similar to like the 75 hard or 75 soft, this is just the beginning of a full identity shift for you. After all, once you change your habits, it's a lot easier to identify as a completely different person, the person of your dreams, your highest self, whatever you want to call it, the glowed up version of you, whatever key phrase kind of helps you internalize and feel like you're doing better. That is what we are aiming for in the next 21 days. So let's get started with week one. This is the first video, so feel free to look in the playlist if it's already past Sunday, January 19th. Feel free to look in the playlist. I'll have it linked down below so that you can dive into the next video, whether you want to do it today or another day. It is completely up to you. I have no intentions of taking this down. So just dive in and start making changes. Before we dive into today's content, I just want to make sure that you guys understand the structure of what we're going to be doing for the next 3 weeks. Week one is all about detoxing negative emotions, negative self concepts. And then when we dive into week two, that is when we're going to start redefining what your highest self is, redefining your mentality, who you want to be in the future. And then week three, we're actually going to start giving you systematic tools to make sure that that person is a reality for you. How do we fit this new person into your current lifestyle? How do we realign everything that you have going on to make sure that this new person that you want to be, that you desire to be, actually can thrive in the world that you're currently living in? It's a mix of manifestation, but also systematic creation. The two of those together binds the intangible with the tangible so that it's not just a dream, it's not just something that you can see for yourself, but it's something that you can actually be on a daily basis. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on day number one. Day number one, the mindset blueprint for how you're going to glow up, level up in the next 21 days. So, as I told you in the beginning of this video, week one is all about your mindset. So, let's talk about what that really means. Your mindset is not just about how you see the world, but it's really also about how you see yourself. Do you kind of see that you fit into your world? And one of the easiest ways to start with is, do you see yourself as a main character or a supporting role? And there's honestly nothing wrong with either of those things. But as we have seen in a lot of narratives, when you never put yourself first, we see supporting characters thrive, but not in the way that the main character does. So the first step in this process is to remember and remind yourself that you are the main character of your life, which means you are the one that gets the guy, you're the one that gets the dream job, you're the one that gets the girl, you're the one with the promotion, you are the one with the opportunity to travel the world. There is nothing in this world that you cannot have just because someone else already has it. There is no difference between you and somebody else. The internal concept that you deserve everything that you want is going to be key in the next 21 days. So, if you don't already feel that way about yourself, let's dive into why that may be the case. A lot of us have what are known as limiting beliefs. We have these visions of ourselves and this narrative that we tell ourselves. And for me, for years, that was, oh, I don't finish things. And I don't know why I had this internal limiting belief. For some reason, I felt like I was a quitter. And there's history to show that's not true at all. I finished studying abroad. I finished a bachelor's degree in engineering. I finished my jobs. I finished projects. And yet, for some reason, I had that limiting belief that I was not someone that could finish anything that I started. And once I really started to dive deep into where that's coming from, it was completely self imposed. No one else ever said to me that I wasn't someone who finished things. It was based on things that I saw other people finish that I was like, oh, I never finished that. So maybe I'm just not a finisher. When in reality, I'm a transitioner. I pivoted from one thing to another. And it was really about me changing my mindset, changing my perspective on that situation so that I could stop having that internal narrative. One thing about limiting beliefs, it's very hard to change them. You cannot just say, nope, I'm no longer this person. You need to show your brain with action that that is no longer who you are and no longer who you desire to be. How do you back it up so that your brain can really put it into who you are and identify as that person? And so, what we're going to do in the next 21 days is shift that identity. That brings us to our first piece of homework. You are going to identify 3 habits that you would like to build over the next 21 days. Like I said earlier, it only takes 21 days to build a new habit. Now, when I actually have coaching clients, I have them look at the 7 areas of wellness and we decide what their habits and their goals are going to be based on those areas. But since we are limited on time, I'm going to pick 3 areas for you and you are welcome to change them as you see fit. I would like you to put in the comments below, or you can message me privately or have an accountability partner, but someone else needs to know what these 3 habits are. You are going to pick a physical habit, a mental habit, and a spiritual habit. Whether you are religious or not, it's not really important. You're going to do something to better your spirit, not your religion, but your internal energy and spirit. Whether you are Christian or not, we all have that understanding and that belief. Every religion has energy within that person, whether you call it chi, the Holy Spirit, whatever it's going to be, that is what you are going to focus on. Because once we work on ourselves internally, it's so much easier to bring that into our 3D reality. Yes, we're going to touch on manifestation, but it's not going to be the main center of this entire 21 days. But it is very important that you are not just giving yourself goals, but you're trying to build out systems for yourselves. So, for instance, for myself, because I am doing this with you guys, I'm not going to leave you all on your own to figure this out. But my goals are, one, for the physical is to make sure I do some form of exercise every single day. Some days that's going to be walking, some days that's going to be spin class, some days that's going to be lifting weights, but it's going to be something physical every single day. As for mental, I already read a lot, but I'm kind of setting myself up here. I'm going to listen to one audiobook every single week that kind of aligns with what we're working on. You guys are welcome to do this for yourselves as well. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to one audiobook this week about like mindset. Next week, I'm going to listen to an audiobook about something different. The third week, something different. But they'll all kind of work towards me growing into the person that I would like to be. Because regardless of what your goals are, education is unavoidable. No matter what you are trying to improve in, education is going to be required. I promise you that there's a book on everything. And if you cannot get your hands on that book physically, check Audibly, check Kindle Unlimited, see if it's online on YouTube. YouTube has so many audiobooks for free. So that's my second one. And as for spirituality, I would like to get back to meditating for at least 30 minutes every single day. Now, what you'll notice about the 3 habits that I have picked, each one takes about 20 to 30 minutes max per day. And they're all things that I can habit stack. And we're going to talk about building those systems later. But for now, all I want you to do is just pick 3 things. It doesn't have to be something you do every day. Mine just happened to be every day. That is not the barometer for success. Pick 3 habits that you want to start and maintain for the next 21 days. And I promise you, it'll be so much easier on the other end. These are going to become things that are ingrained in you. So once you pick those three things, all I want you to do on top of that is just show up. Show up every day, show up in the comments, like the video so that I know you guys are still here, that you're still with me and still pushing through this challenge. For instance, it could honestly be something different. Your goal to be could be to grow on social media in the next 21 days. Post. Let me know if that's your goal so I can make sure that you are in there posting because I will be your accountability partner. Which brings us to the next step. Having accountability with somebody in your life is going to make this so much easier. And if you don't have anyone in your life personally to help you be accountable, I can be your accountability partner. I am the accountability partner for a lot of people already today. They know who they are. They get calls, they get texts, and just easy reminders, not daily, but just like, hey, are you still doing this? I know that was important to you. I want to make sure that you're still on top of it. And it's not nagging. That's not what makes an accountability partner great. They're just someone that you know is invested in you, and that not necessarily that they're going to be let down, but they're there to support you and to provide anything that you need to help you be consistent and meet your new habits. One word you're not going to hear me say a lot throughout this is the word goals. We are not doing goals. This challenge isn't about setting goals and achieving them. This challenge is about changing the way you show up for yourself, the way you see yourself, and the way that you talk to yourself internally. Those are the things that matter most, that are going to make the long term changes. Because what happens when you reach a goal? You check it off. And unless you developed habits while working towards that goal, it's not something that you're going to keep doing after that goal is achieved. That's where we lose momentum and we lose consistency because the discipline we had to achieve that goal is no longer valid unless we create a new goal. And then you're constantly like running towards the next thing versus a person that loses weight because they work out every day. Even if they stop losing weight, they would still work out every single day. Even when they reach their weight loss goal, they're still working out every day because it's part of who they identify as. They are someone who works out. That's just their reality. So that brings us to our homework step number 2. Now that you have 3 new habits that you're trying to put into your life, I want you to write out, I am somebody who dot, 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 habit number 1. I am somebody who dot, 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 habit number 2, and so on for habit number 3. Because I want you guys to really understand that this is who you are. This is who you are for a reason. There are a reason that you want these goals. There is no thing stopping you but you. Unless your goal is to fly without a plane, message me because that's still different. But if these are goals that are something that you see within yourself, that if you think about your highest self, this is who they would be and this is what they would do every day, there should be nothing stopping you. The only reason that you are aspiring to do that thing is because there is a part of your brain that knows that you are capable of doing it. Part of you knows that you would be happier if you were doing it all the time. So, what is standing in your way? It's those limiting beliefs. And so, tomorrow we're going to talk a bit more about limiting beliefs, where they come from, how to identify them, because they pop up out of nowhere. You do not even realize the limiting beliefs you have until they are standing in your face and you don't feel adequate enough for something. So, I will see you guys back here tomorrow. We're going to run through everything that you're supposed to do within the next 24 hours, and then I'll let you go be free and have your new habits. But let me know down below what your new habits are because I'd love to hear what you guys are going to do to better yourself in the next 21 days. Okay, let's recap. All you need to do before showing up tomorrow for this video, once again, write down 3 new habits. Habits that you see your higher self doing, that really just resonate with the person that you want to be in the next 3 to 5 years. If you were that person, when you close your eyes and you think about who your ideal self is this a habit that they would naturally have, that they don't think twice about, and it's just part of who they are every single day? If, for instance, that's working out at 7 o'clock in the morning, try to fit that in your schedule for the next 21 days. If that is that they go to church on Sundays, it's only 3 Sundays. You can try to go to church in the next 3 Sundays, right? There are sermons on all different times. right? It's not too difficult to try to start being that person. And if it is difficult to be that person, if there's something that when you look at these habits that you can't really identify with, we're going to talk about that tomorrow on why and how to get through that. So, write down your habits. Number two, let me know in the comments if you have an accountability partner or if you don't have an accountability partner. And three, make sure you write out I am somebody who, habit number one, habit number two, habit number three. And if you can, if you have time, I would like you to write that out once in the morning, once in the evening, every day for the next 21 days. You can write it in the comments if that's easier, because that way, we are your accountability team. You can write it in your notes on your phone. You can write on a piece of paper, whatever is really your vibe and your medium. Paper is definitely great because that is a great manifestation tool of scripting. But if it's not your thing, that's also okay. Type it out. You just need to see it. You just need to see it. And lastly, before we dive completely into this challenge, I have one more extra credit piece of homework for you guys. I would like you to write one page of your ideal day in your life. It doesn't have to be today, it could be 3 years from now, 5 years from now. But I would like you to write me a Tuesday of your highest self. What would that day look like? And now look at that list that you have, your three habits, and does that align with that full day? Are those three habits within that day? If the answer is no, kind of start thinking about why that is. Are these something that you see yourself doing short term, and in long term you plan on growing those habits into something different or a higher tier? Or do you want to maybe revamp some of your habits? Just before we really start getting into this, I want to make sure that the habits that you're picking are something that's going to benefit you long term, something that you really see yourself growing into and wanting to keep up with, because whatever you do daily is who you're going to start identifying as. Now, when you start going out and you see people and they're like, oh, I see you switch it up, you're in the gym. Don't say, yeah, I just started going to the gym. Remember that statement of, I am somebody who. You look at them back in there and be like, yeah, that's what I do. I go to the gym at 6 a.m. all the time. I write stuff all the time. I make music all the time. That's me. That's me, bro. Like, start identifying as it. Breathe it in. Feel it. Accept it. Identify as it. And you never know where it will take you. But that confidence is always step one. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to cover limiting beliefs as deeply as possible. It's going to be rough. I'm warning you now. You have been warned. Come prepared emotionally. Feel free to save it and watch it later. But today was a happy day. Tomorrow's going to be a bit more of emotional work because this was only day one. But I will see you guys tomorrow. If not, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you're going to work on in the next 21 days. And I can't wait to see the progress that you'll make. See you there. Bye.